What is up, guys? Today I want to talk about the thing I think is the most broken thing in League this season, and I don't use the word broken very often, to be honest. Like, overpowered, sure, that's the things that are like too strong. Broken though is unfair or really shouldn't work that way. If you agree with me, then throw the video a like, dislike it if you don't, but let me know what you think is the most broken thing in season 6. I'm gonna put a video together of all of our thoughts, so make sure you leave them if you want to be in it. I'm kind of hoping, honestly, the Riot are gonna change this next season. I guess we'll have to see, but this isn't a specific champion, not a specific item, it's actually the dragons. So a bit of background though, if you don't remember. So dragons used to be useless in season 5, really. Like, nobody would bother taking it at all. The new elemental dragons made the game a lot more interesting and aggressive because people would fight for them, right? That's a good thing. The problem is the way they actually work. Just so you don't think I'm a little bitch or anything, moaning, like, the dragon idea is cool, we get more fights, people just can't sit back, and it does help to end the game with Elder as well. So the idea is good, and I prefer the idea to the old dragons. Now, saying that, there are two things I have a problem with though. So the RNG, so the random spawning, and the dragon slayer buff, the stacking stuff. Now the RNG, like only 3 per match, random order, that's good. You can't play a comp out that relies on specific dragons, and some stuff would just be ridiculous if you knew what order they were going to come in. The bad side of the RNG though is it can be completely useless or completely broken, and it's luck. Like, having a lead one game might mean a lot less than the next one just because of what dragons have spawned. Now it's actually the buff that makes this a problem though. So Infernal and Mountain, in my opinion, are the best ones for us, at least in solo queue. Cloud and Ocean are okay, but they don't impact it as much. They're more kind of like the macro side of things. So like strategy, like rotating, sieging, which isn't as big in our ranked games because we kind of just want to kill people. Now getting more AD and AP from Infernal makes it highly contested, right? So people are going to fight for it. That's not really a bad thing. Getting 2 or 3 of them though is basically game over, and it's very similar with Mountain, even though not quite as bad. So Infernal is bonus AD and AP, right? 8% on the first one, that's kind of okay. 16% on the second one is a lot. 24% on the third one though is broken, and that is stupid. It makes team fighting against a team with 2 Infernal Drakes very hard. Against like 3 though, it's almost impossible to win a fight. So most people are going to know the Mountain Dragon is bonus damage to towers, dragons, barons, Elder Drake, right? But some people don't know there's actually true damage. So 10% kind of helps you to take them a bit quicker. 20% makes it a lot easier though, and 30% again is just broken. 20 and 30, by the way, will make rushing Baron and Elder insanely easy. You can literally pink it and like quickly nuke it down. Also, towers are really hard to defend against that. Like, the wave comes in, a few autos, and it's already going to be dead. So on their own, if you get 3 of these, I think it's pretty stupid anyway. It's kind of too strong, but it's the RNG side that's really making this kind of broken, I guess. So when teams are even, this isn't a huge thing, right? You have to fight to stop them controlling dragon. More action, that's actually a good thing. Dragons are basically free though when you're ahead. So if you're actually far ahead, like the enemy team wants to stop you, then they have to fight you, and they can't redo that because they're behind. This means that you get free dragons now, and if RNG is on your side, you can basically win the game from that. There's very little chance to come back against 2 or 3 Infernals or 2 or 3 Mountain Dragons. Like, if you're behind, you basically have to pray that the dragon spawns are going to be nice to you, and now that I think is stupid. It's not just me that thinks this is a stupid idea, by the way. League, like Riot as well, like slowly removed RNG from the game. Dodge, if you remember that from Jax, they removed that. Crit is probably the most like RNG thing left from the old days. There has been a lot of different broken stuff in season 6. I think like the new Malzahar was really strong, but this is just like ridiculous on another level because it's completely random and luck based. So let's just think about it. Like, okay, if you're ahead and you get lucky with Infernals or Mountains, I guess you basically get a much easier game. On the other side, if you're behind and you're against a team with this, it becomes much harder. If you're ahead though and you get unlucky with like Ocean, Wind, or alternating dragons, it's harder for you to end. And on the other side, if you're behind but that happens to the enemy team, it's easier to come back into the game. So basically, like, how easy it is to win in season 6 is based purely on luck. Good dragons, it's going to be easy. Bad dragons, it's going to be hard. This is also Elder Dragon as well though. So the idea of Elder Dragon is really good. Let me just say that. It's a way to end the game and it forces a fight. That's a good thing. Some are going to say that this balances out the RNG element as well, because it doesn't matter what dragons you get, you still get extra damage on the burn. It doesn't matter if it's Ocean, Wind, Infernal, you're still going to get that extra damage. Now yes, kind of in a way, but there's another element to it that most people ignore. It increases the buffs you have from the Drakes while active as well. 3 Infernals turns into 36% bonus AD and AP. That is ridiculous, and it means that team fights are basically 100% won now with the burn from Elder plus that increase. 3 Mountains as well is now 45% bonus true damage. Towers are basically dead. Baron is going to vanish in a second. Even just 1 or 2 stacks though becomes a bigger problem here. So like in Infernal is now 12% just for 1 stack. Mountain is now 15% for 1 stack. So what I'm trying to say, right, if we use an example, imagine you're kind of struggling to end and you pick up the Elder Dragon. It's 100% down to luck whether you have 12, 24 or 36% AD or AP or no bonus at all. Like luck. If an Infernal didn't spawn for you, then you're going to get nothing. It's also luck whether you have 15, 30, or 45% bonus true damage to towers, making inhibs really easy to take or no bonus at all. Like if Mountain Drake didn't spawn for you, then you get nothing. Now, if those two dragons spawn during your games, it will be so much easier for you to now end the game. That's basically what I'm saying here and why it's broken. Now, personally, one thing I actually like about League of Legends is you can come back in games that seem lost, right? Like you have a bad start, but you can turn it around. That hope for me is something that makes me try hard no matter what and just keep playing until the end of the game. Seeing the enemy team though get Infernal after Infernal, for example, just like kind of makes you think, well crap, we're donezo. And there's nothing I can do about that either unless I want to fight for the dragon, but my team might not want to. I get that in a way it is good, right? I do get that. It forces fights. It's just that thing of if you're behind and the enemy team is lucky, you have even less chance to win. I don't really think that's right. The way I'd personally fix this, by the way, is to only have 2 spawn in a row, or maybe even remove the 3rd altogether, but I don't really know if that would be the best idea. 3 in a row is brutal. That is where the biggest issue is in my opinion, and it doesn't even make any sense to let it do that anyway. I don't see like any reason really why it should be allowed to spawn 3 in a row. That's when the RNG has like too much impact on the game, I think, and it's just being really unlucky. Some of you guys might never have experienced this before, but I have seen like 3 Infernals or 3 Mountains or 2 Infernals, etc. way too often, and it does have a really big impact on the result of the game. The thing with climbing the rank ladder is consistency, okay? So can I have like a 55% or 60% win rate over 100 games? That is actually how you climb. It's over a like spread of games, and this is something out of your control that impacts how consistent you can be, and it can be really good, but it can be really bad. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this stuff. If you agree, then like the video. If not, then dislike the video. Remember to leave your most broken thing in season 6 for that future video, but for now, let's go to the robots.